That's true. That's true. I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't know what they're doing. What else do we not like about this, Pat? I'll throw it on there. I mean, as much as I loved seeing Yoda, it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of pooped on Force Ghosts for me. He can now bridge like that dimension and just like smack Luke in the head with a stick. And he was, it took kind of a little bit of the mystical beauty of Force Ghosts out for me, making him so real in the moment. He has lightning powers and he can, set the tree on fire. He can manipulate the world around him. And just having that play between him and Luke where
Obi-Wan did sit on the log in Dagobah.
Sit on the log?
He sat on a log in Dagobah.
Okay, he sat. I mean, there's a big difference between sat and manipulating your environment.
and lighting trees on fire?
Yeah, and then hitting Luke in the head with your walking stick and making a clunk sound. So, I mean, as much as he was hilarious and I loved it, I think that they're taking a little bit away from the beauty of being a Force ghost.
I see it.
And
I mean, I wouldn't trade...
It rubbed me the wrong way.
I wouldn't trade Yoda out that movie, though.
I don't agree. I wouldn't either. I just... In a little bit of a different capacity.
Yeah. Uh-huh. The score was amazing.
Oh, John. And I love... If we were at the special screening and we saw a first look, basically. I don't know what you want to call it. A fan experience.
Yeah,
that
it was,
just took you in with John Williams and how he composed this.
It was about 7 or 8 minutes long. It was just...
awesome.
They went back and they showed... from episode 4, 5, and 6. Because
the rooms that they were
you're going to get a lot of those same themes throughout this score. Like there's a lot of those same themes that intertwined with the new themes, and it was amazing, and I loved it. But yeah, the Finn storyline to me is like the only bad that I can think of right now.
Yeah. What else, Pat?
One other thing. For Snoke being so badass, with his force powers and whatever.
Yeah.
When Rey first gets there, he kind of went out like a punk.
I mean,
it was a cool
clever.
scene.
It was very clever.
It was a cool scene.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean,
maybe nobody could have beat him. I don't.
And the way that they did it was sort of clever and very Sith. But mind you, if you look back on, the history and you see how, the canon of how these Sith Padawans end up killing their master and usurping them, it's a lot of underhanded tactics, and I really think that it was actually kind of cool how Adam Driver did it, because Snoke can read his mind. Every thought, everything is open to him.
That's true.
And he's able to mask his actions, in his attempt, or his, Snoke's, instruction to kill Daisy.
Yeah.
And he's able to, backhandedly kill Snoke.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think the thing that I'm disappointed in is that we didn't find out who Snoke was.
Yes,
and it's possible maybe later on we will, but I feel like as an audience member, there were two burning questions from The Force Awakens.
Who is Snoke?
Who is Snoke?
And who is Daisy?
Where did he come from? And who were Rey's parents? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got kind of screwed on both accounts.
Yeah, I've seen interviews where they talk about Snoke, and they said, "Hey, look, people are reading into it. He is a new character.
He's a new character that was from the outreaches,
but it felt like a little bit of backstory would have been nice, because obviously he knows everything that's been going on.
Exactly,
he knows about Luke. He knows about the events in
that for sure would have been nice
in 4, 5, and 6. But yeah, we don't get any more to him, and that's a little bit of a downer.
Yeah,
and Daisy too. I mean, that was a little bit of a downer too.
No, are we still to believe that? I guess, right?
Hey, they straight up said it to us. So Daisy comes from Junkers. She has no connection. She has no connection to the Skywalkers.
Why was she looking at that
spaceship?
Spaceship in The Force Awakens.
I mean, her parents could have been Junkers and flew off on a spaceship.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
I get it. That's a little bit disappointing.
It is. It's super disappointing because now you're and now that they've done this flip flop with Kylo / Ben.
Yeah.
In this movie, and then flip flopped again.
Yeah.
He's not turning good.
Yeah, no, I would say no.
So this is it.
Skywalkers are done.
Yeah. And so after 9,
there's no more. There's no more movies. I mean, this is
for the saga.
For the saga, yes, and that's how it should end, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It kind of bums me out.
there can't be a plethora
Why
of
not?
Skywalkers.
Why can't there? Why can't there just be
What other Jedi?
another generation?
What other Jedi lineage is there?
There
You know?
isn't.
Exactly.
But that's what
That's the
I'm saying.
beauty
Like,
of the Jedi.
this is why
God.
we have 9 episodes.
Wrong, man. And that really bridges it and concludes it well, I think.
Oh man, I'm bummed out.
I mean, in the
already bummed
Jedi,
out.
in the Last Jedi, there hasn't been this lineage of great Jedi after great Jedi, father to son, in that sort of, not to exclude women, but, not in that
Right.
sort of vein. And I think that that's fine. And there's an overall theme that goes with that. And I don't know if you picked up on it. And especially with the end, them showing just random kids,
Right.
coming
That have
to
force
fruition and coming to
powers.
the Force.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of all this, is that anybody can be,
Well, it still wouldn't surprise me
know.
if John Boyega has force powers too.
and I think that he probably will,
Because
or
he was quick to light up that lightsaber in Force Awakens and actually be able to use it a little bit.
Yeah, they don't expand on that at all.
No,
so.
they didn't. And that's the problem with Finn's arc in this
yeah.
movie. And maybe you're right. Maybe they should have just let him sacrifice himself.
Oh man, I thought that was such a blown moment, because they have all this build up for his character and but for him not to be able to fulfill his moment there
Yeah.
was a little bit weird. I don't know. It was very anticlimactic. You know what I mean? He had this great moment where he's flying in to suicide this battering ram that's going to blow open the rebel base and kill everybody.
Yeah.
And then this chick just rams his ship and stops him.
Right.
And it's like, whoa, that was not your place to do either. So, like I said, I just would eliminate that whole side story.
Yeah.
It hurts the flow of the movie almost.
Yeah, I think after, a couple more excuse me. After a couple more watches, I think I'll,
Have
get
a
an
better
idea
idea
of-
of what that was.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple of times to just soak everything in for sure.
Yeah. A Last
get-
Love is the Porgs. For anybody out there who's worried about the Porgs being Jar Jars.
No, they're not Jar Jars.
I don't know. I thought they were awesome. They were freaking hilarious.
At times.
And they were not used too much.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I thought, oh man, dude, these Porgs are going to be in the whole movie.
The Chewie scene is awesome.
Yeah, dude, the Chewie scene.
Chewie about to eat a porg was awesome.
He's about to eat a couple Porgs,
He
man.
was. He
He had
had
a
to eat
Porg
a lot of
roasting and a
spit.
Porg in his hand.
Porg spit was pretty cool.
And then all these Porgs just look at him.
And then he
I don't
had
know.
to
It
throw
was
away.
good, man. And then
He
I
should
don't
have
know.
took a big ass bite of it.
Yeah, it would have been funnier if he did just eat the whole thing right in front of those Porgs.
It's just kind of funny because he left the web feed on there.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, it's Porg. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, it was definitely a porg. All right, man. Let's get into the rating.
Oh man, Pat. That's so tough. It's so tough at this point. You're right.
It is.
We need more views, all the views, and I got mine set up, for Saturday. I know you do too.
Yeah.
You need to get these extra viewings in to really get a better idea. But just giving a raw feedback right at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
There's some greats to this movie. There's some really greats. There's great twists.
There is.
And there's great moments where you're just like, you get the chills and you go,
the
oh, that's so cool.
The scene with Kylo and Rey is amazing.
In itself was worth the price of admission.
Not to mention their interaction leading up to that scene
was great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then there's also, I think, some big, I don't know, glaring missteps to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not resolving Leia's character. Like we said,
No.
the Finn side saga.
I think the thing with Leia though is if I think they were done filming when she did pass.
Yeah.
And so I
You
don't
can't
think
go
I
back
don't
and
think
change
you
the
want to
movie?
go back and change it. No, you could have, but I don't
you
think
could have.
I don't think you want to.
Because they set it up
you don't
now where
wanna
she's
ruin.
going to go train, she's going to go train Rey and go help
Well,
train
no,
new
I don't
Jedi.
think she was training.
Or, well, you know what I mean, guide
But,
her.
yeah.
Help guide her and continue
Definitely
on
a
the
guiding
resistance.
force, and so
And
I
that's a
don't.
little,
I think that's for a different show, but I think they could do one of two things, and they could do Leia passes away in between the two movies, whatever.
Well, I mean,
and she becomes one with the Force or whatever, and then or they recast,
oh god, that's gonna be rough.
and you grab somebody that loved Carrie Fisher,
Yeah, and you make it known so it's okay with everybody.
exactly, and you say we have this character arc that we wanted for Carrie Fisher in Episode 9, and this is the way we want to give her this tribute, and we have her, one of her best friends being the actress, because I know Meryl Streep and her were really close.
Yeah.
And so if you put Meryl Streep, I mean, we're going to see Meryl Streep as that, but if you put Meryl Streep in that character and we get this understanding, maybe we all buy into it. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. To me, it was a real easy answer. It could have been beautifully wrapped up her and Luke are so close, so connected with the Force. They go at the same time.
Yeah, but
they both disappear and could become one with the Force at the same time.
I think people would have rioted.
How? I mean, what else can you do with that?
It's just a lot of people to lose in one movie.
True, but you know,
like, it just would be. I think people would have been. Like,
I think wouldn't. It couldn't have worked out better, and that the fact that they didn't do it really surprised me.
Yeah.
Oh well. Back to said like we do.
Ratings, yeah.
We're doing the rating. It's a roller coaster. It's good. It has some downfalls for me, so I can't give it the best Star Wars rating of all time.
Yeah.
At this time,
okay.
So it's gonna be a 9.1. 9.1.
9.1.
Low on the Star Wars scale.
I know. I mean, when we left Force Awakens,
it was like 9.9.
10. A 10.
A 10.
I think right now, after watching it, I'm right around with you. I'm going to give it a 9.0. I mean, it was a great movie. I loved every second of it.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to watch it again, though, to get, you know, these two glaring things that I have. Like, I'm upset that I don't get an answer to Rey's parents. For how they set it up. No, but it's not a good answer. It's a cop-out.
You don't like it.
Yeah, well, it's a cop-out. Because you totally set it up to, like, who is this girl? All of a sudden, I mean, when we watched the double feature, I was like, look, I bumped you, and I said, look, he knows exactly who this girl is. What girl? In the Force Awakens, Kylo Ren grabs that lieutenant. He's like, what girl? Like, he knew what girl.
Yeah. Yeah, they really set it up for a anticlimactic
for sure
answer to the question.
And even through this movie, it was like, man, the way that I'm feeling, she is Leia and Han's kid.
That Adam Driver didn't know about.
And he is already gone with Luke.
Yeah.
They had another kid that they wanted to hide from Luke.
Or from Adam.
They threw her over to Jakku.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going with. And they were brother and sister, and it totally
dig the connection.
Yeah, the connection through it. I was like, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's not what happened.
I agree. You know, it's a little bit of a bait and switch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They give you all that build up for it, and then it's nothing. Oh, it's just random.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like I said, I also see the theme that they went for. They're going for the theme. You know what I mean? That anybody has, and that was a big one at the end. You saw all those little kids,
right? And the
you know
one
what I
kid
mean? And the one kid just has the Force, and he has the rebel ring, and you know, yeah. I get you exactly what that gives you. It gives you the.
It does, because I'm like.
You want
that's
because you want more.
I do. It's not only that. I wanted her to be a Skywalker in some way. Like I wanted her to be Luke's kid.
Yeah, that would have been nice too.
You know, and she obviously wasn't that. And then I was like, okay, well, they're totally setting it up that she's this hidden sister, and you know, at least we have another Skywalker, and her and Finn, or her and Poe, or her and some other dude, and you know, then we have episodes 10, 11, and 12. You know, 10 years from now or whatever.
You know, the door open.
But no, like, I'm telling you, this is done, man. Episode 9, it ends because you cannot make this happen in Episode 8 with Kylo, and then him turn good again. Like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, you can have a kid though.
Yeah, but we're not going to care about him because now everybody wants him dead.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
And the cheers for when he did switch to the good side, loud. Like everybody forgot he killed his dad. You killed Han Solo, and we're gonna forgive you 3/4 into this movie already. Like
I was right there, man.
Oh, so was I. I was like, yeah,
you and Ray, go.
I was like, yes, and then
because he didn't kill his mom.
I know.
Because at the beginning of this movie, he has the opportunity to blow up his mom, and he takes his finger off the trigger, and he can't do it. So, I mean, you get that redemption, and you're like, all right, well, I mean, maybe he didn't like his dad. You don't know his relationship with Han.
True. I don't know.
Han could have been a jerk.
He could have been. He was a scoundrel.
He was a scoundrel, man.
He was a scruffy-looking nerf
you know who he loved? He loved Leia.
That's true.
So it's okay.
All right, man. I got you. All right, so a 9.1 from Brett, a 9.0 from me on the first watch.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we're going to give you
another... the right to change.
We're going to give you another review sometime soon about, like, what, you know, what we think after 4 watches or 5 watches or whatever. But we got a lot of episodes coming up, so make sure you hit us up on YouTube, on Podomatic, on Spreaker, on Apple Podcasts. We got, 4 or 5 shows coming up. Oscar stuff is starting to happen, so we're going to have our Oscar show. Our year end in review for our top 10 movies of 2017 is going to happen in the next couple of weeks. So be prepared. There's a lot of content coming your way.
Stay tuned.
It's Blackjack Movies.
We're out.